It's not morning. Don't think that I got up early. It's actually kind of nightfall. Real nice night. If my camera's gonna focus today. Yeah, it's doubtful. Ow, that was my freaking arm, I swear. So, got the toolbox in the back and stuff. And tonight we're gonna like clean up the, okay, hold on there, hold on. Okay, there we go. We're gonna clean up the shop tonight and get ready to start working on some cars. Work on the 240SX and the Skyline. I mean, when I say 240, I mean the one with the RB. Got to strip it down, get the RB out of it, get anything I want off of it, so I can post the shell for sale. Shell for sale, shell sale. Now the downside is I haven't really worked in my garage in a long time. Like as far as like any heavy line stuff, like big things. So it does need to be organized and a lot of the trash needs to be thrown away. And there's just things in there that don't really belong. So anyways, I guess this part, like this may be like 2-part, I might do, or no, I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to work on this tomorrow too, I know. But in the meantime, holy moly, focus, you son of a bitch. In the meantime, we can clean out the garage, get more organized. I brought my toolbox from work. That's not my big toolbox, but my little roll around. So we can start, since that's not organized, so we can start pulling this thing out. I was just gonna do it at Nissan, but ouch. But now I'm probably just gonna do it here, so we can get this RB out. It won't be that bad, considering like core support's notched and all that crap. Shouldn't be that bad at all. So. Oh, and I did go and race my car last night. Did super well. I did like a 12.2 at like 113, so that's not that bad for not having launch control. Be glad that you guys do not have to clean what I have to clean, because this shop, there is shit everywhere. So anyways, that's the goal. We got to get this cleaned up before we can get any work done, I mean properly. So I definitely need to get like the welder set back up over there, and yeah, get the whole like setup back. So that's what we need to do. This thing hasn't been started in like a month, but I'm pretty sure it'll fire up because it's an RB25 and that's what they do. Obviously that car leaked something. I don't really know what it is. It's definitely oil. That one's kind of dried up. So I mean, if that, here's the plan kind of. Let me get you semi set up here. So here's kind of the game plan. So if that car is the Skyline, if it's fucked up like super bad, or just not worth saving, I can just sell that car. I mean, as soon as I cut the back end off, I'm gonna be pretty committed to doing that. It's a good car. I think that it will work for sure for what I want it to do. But I know that also that I am like super, not really a perfectionist, not even a purist, just like I like the car to be nice and clean, super clean, which I know long term, I just have to tell myself that we can do this project long term, that it doesn't have to be tomorrow or a month or two. Because that's my hardest part, is as soon as I start like a project or something like that, I want it to be done, like as soon as I can. Especially like even with the S13, is whenever we did the engine build, I bought all the stuff super quick so I could just knock that thing out. which it still took a little while, but it was extremely expensive doing it. It was kind of stupid. But at the same time, if I would have waited, it could have been months, and that was the only car I have. See, right now, the Skyline is going to be built, yes. You know, as long as I stick to it. And so is this engine. It's not going to be built, but it's going to be, you know, single turbo, blah, 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 bolt-on crap. Maybe cams and maybe do the head. It will be studded, at least. But is, you know, me doing that, that's going to take a little while. That's going to cost a lot of money. So is the car. And while I'm doing that, I have a perfectly good running S14. The drag car, the car, whatever you want to call it. I say drag car because it's the only car I race. But that car can do anything. It's set up for anything. It could be set up for autocross. It could be set up for drifting. It could be set up for anything. I mean, it's got all the adjustable crap. Street car, especially. I love that car on the street. And I mean, this thing doesn't have to happen tomorrow because I already have that car. That's what I just have to tell myself. At the same time, I know that this car is easily fixed, and that's the problem, is if I pull that out or even do a tube front on it, and then, you know, do fenders and all that crap, this car would be really freaking cool. Now, the Skyline will be cooler, of course, but it is going to be a lot of work and a shitload of money. I mean, a lot of money. And I'm not willing to just pay all out in one go. That was the idea of kind of selling my green card to fund this one, but now I don't want to do that. But either way, I mean, besides everything else, the shop has to get clean no matter what. And say that something happens to that car, excuse me, this car will still be here. I'm not selling it immediately. So if I get into that and I don't really want to do it, I can always just fix this, tube front it, blah, blah, blah. I can't breathe. But yeah, so it's not like this thing's going away instantly. I did freaking break one of the front aftermarket fenders in the back of my truck, so that sucks. But the rear ones I think are still good. So I might just put them on it just for fun while the body's like out. Because I am gonna, like I said, I'm gonna have to make a lot of room for this crap. But that'll be alright. What else? Oh, and like even if I have the RB out of this and I decide to do this project, it's gonna be kind of a good thing because this RB needs like refreshed anyways, and it has the Haltech, so why not do like a single turbo, stud it, head gasket, maybe some head work on the cams and springs, and just send it just like that. If the linings look good on the rings, you know, the rings and the pistons. If I get into this engine and the rings and pistons are kind of shoddy, we'll just build it. But I don't really want to do that. I know that this bottom end could probably hold 600 stock bottom end, and then have like a street tune that's maybe 400 or 500. But I am gonna aim for 550, 600 out of this block if I can. I mean, it's a stock block. That's the danger. But even if we had to do something while we're in there, like open the ring gap, I'm down with that. I mean, but whatever we got to do to hit 600. I mean, say it does blow up, is it going to be catastrophic? Not really. We can build it. It's all good. That's what we like to do. So anyways, enough talking about that. I just wanted to update you guys on the Skyline, this whole situation, in case there was any misunderstanding. But like, there are ways either one of these cars will run. I mean, and I'm torn to sell this car because I think it's not a bad car. But yeah, anyways, let's start cleaning. Let's get it done, and we'll figure out the rest after that. So probably gonna start on like this corner over here, and then this corner, and then that corner, and then get the Skyline over here. That's gonna be kind of the goal. There's a lot of trash in here, all that stuff. But all right. Alright guys, so I guess the only thing that's really left to do, God, I look dark, don't I? The only thing that's left to do is, I guess, to start working on this thing. Let's get it up in the air. If I can find all my drain pans, we'll get everything drained out of it. At least now we'll be able to crawl under. I've never even been under this car, I'm telling you. I like hardly used it. Let a buddy drive it for a little bit. I don't know. It's really like, it's kind of a baby. I haven't done much. I know it runs good, it's reliable. I mean, I drove it a little bit, but I think what I'll do is get it up in the air and just get all that figured out. So, and then we'll work on like getting the harness bar, wheels and tires and all that shit. I want to get all 4 wheels off. I'd like to get a look at the diff flange to that thing. It'd be nice to get them both up in the air, but it doesn't really matter right now. So, I guess let's get started. Let's get to this. Alright guys, so it's off the ground. First thing I'm going to start doing is normally I would drain all the stuff, but I can't really find my drain pan right now. I think it's under there, but it's kind of leaking, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do on that part yet. May just hold like a 5-gallon bucket, drain them into that, take it to work, dump it out there. If I can. So anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and get like the strut brace off. Strut brace and like intercooler piping, that kind of stuff, and then we'll start working on the bottom. I might go ahead and crawl under the bottom, see what we got. So I'm good with 240s, but what is, I know it has ISR, whatever, ISR coilovers, ISR, whatchamacallit, Jesus. I can't think of the damn name. Those rods, tension rods. We definitely have an aftermarket knuckle. I don't know, I can't see a brand name on it. ISR tie rods, no maybe? I'm not sure, hard to tell. Looks like it has, yep, rack spacers. Anyways, what kind of knuckles are these? I think the wind just blew something over. In the back we have the welded diff, ISR coils of course, a Megan toe arm, a ISR camber arm, and yeah. Oh, and it has extended lowers on the front. I think I said that. Okay guys, sorry I'm not really showing you a whole bunch of this process. I'm just trying to get some of it done, and then again there's not a whole lot to show you other than disconnect like your main harness, your engine harness, your fuel lines, vacuum lines, blah blah blah, your drive shaft, power steering lines, heater hoses, any of the power wires, and your intercooler piping and exhaust. That's really it. I mean, I know that seemed like a lot. If it's a newer vehicle you'll have an evap system, but we don't really have to worry about that. So a lot of things that are jank on this car. This harness, or this box, was like shoved in there. It did have a lid on it, I'll give it that, but see all these power wires? They were all just wired like that. I'm trying to get focus, there we go. And then they were down there, but I mean, they are the same color, so I'll give them that. Well, that was okay, but see this power junction, this is the wire coming from the trunk or the relocate, and it just goes straight into this. There's no real point in doing that. Get a distribution block and a fuse and just do it the right way. Best way to do it, and stay safe. This was an electrical tape, so I'll give them that. But yeah, I mean, I did that on mine temporarily, but you really shouldn't leave it. So what I'm going to try to do next, guys, is are we zoomed in here? We are. What I'm going to try to do next is, anyways, undo that, get it, make sure down there all looks okay. I think it does. And then I need to do the exhaust and the drive shaft, and then we can get the cherry picker and the engine stand and get this thing lifted out of the car. So what's up guys? So it's the next day. I hope you're ready to pull this thing out, because I know I am. I am going to grab the go get the truck from out front, and I'm going to pull it in or back here so I can get the cherry picker and my toolbox out of it. Got to get it out today because I need to take the cherry picker back to work tomorrow, and I don't really want to have to mess with it again. We do have the engine stand as well, so hopefully we can separate the engine and tranny at least and throw it on there. That way we can have it like ready to do the bolt-on stuff. Yeah, I guess we'll see what's up. So I hope you're ready to get out, because I know I am. Okay guys, now I'm just going to do the slave cylinder or clutch line, these last couple electrical connectors, and then we should be good to go. Then unbolt the tranny mount, which I'll probably wait till it's on like the weights on the cherry picker, and then I'll put the jack under it. Oh yeah, the air fuel sensor harness. Alright guys, so we are almost there. We are getting there. I'm just gonna go ahead and take off the coil cover just to remove like that little coil harness from back there. Mainly because I don't want to pinch it. Is it a must? I don't know. I've never pulled an RB25 out of a 240SX, but I know there's not much clearance back there. What else? Yeah, that's what I know. I know there's not a lot of clearance. Good thing that was my last one. Probably hear that freaking helicopter or plane, whatever it is. It's out there. There's those. Looks like one or two of the coils have been replaced. Don't break this. That looks kind of expensive. So yeah, definitely looks like these guys have been played with. My buddy just did the LS1 coil conversion on his RB26 R32, and that thing looks pretty clean. Why did I kind of figured there would have to be a ground. Now, is it old school Nissan? It is 12mm. On a lot of the older Nissans, things are 12s, and on a lot of the newer ones, they've switched them over to 13. And I'm sure that if you just work on new Nissans, it's probably no big deal to you. If you work on both like we do, it totally screws us up when we're doing like a tranny on a newer Altima or something, and we go like 12, 13. What is that? Like, okay. I think that's pretty much everything. I have the motor mounts unbolted. I don't have the tranny mount unbolted yet. I'm gonna stick it on the under the jack, or the jack under it, and then I'll unbolt the tranny, and hopefully we can just tip it out. Might hurt this front course cord a little bit, but then again I have to tell myself to really not care about it. So. I'm gonna take the heat shield. I already took one heat shield off the turbo. Doing this that way, whenever I go to sling it, an easy way to do these supposedly is to bolt like or get like a strap or chain, wrap it through the runners on the intake and exhaust manifold. Probably won't use the chain if I'm gonna do it to that intake manifold. I might, depends. But in order to get to these runners, I do need to kind of get the heat shield off. It's not that bad. Thought it was gonna be worse. The worst part is that I'm sweating and my head itches because there's sweat, and then you want to itch your head and your hands are dirty. But I guess we're just gonna use this strap. I hope strong enough. I mean, if we drop it, that would suck a lot. Hopefully you can see. I'm gonna put a little bit of weight on to see how it's gonna act. It's definitely the studs. So we're definitely hitting down here on the steering shaft and the turbo dump, which I was wondering if that would happen, so I'm gonna try to take that off the best I can. So what would really help right now would be to lower the front end, but I really don't want to do that. But I might, not real sure yet. So, as you can see my situation, it's stuck. Which is typical. But, okay, when I lift up the car, will you reach under? I'm gonna lift up the car, reach under, grab that. That jack stand out of there, just drag it. Ready?
I'll drag it out?
Yeah, ready?
What is it gonna sit on?
Just hold it up. Okay, you're not going to get hurt. Alright, hold on.
You can put it in the frame, won't you?
Huh? I'm not worried about hurting the car.
Why are you wearing those shoes?
Because I'm alright, pull. Hold on, keep pulling. Right there. Okay, so that's not really how you want to pull your RB25. I just did it because I don't care about the car too much. It didn't really hurt the car at all. It's just a little more rough on it than you would want to be on like a nice car. But since I didn't have it at a low enough angle in the front, I had to go super high. So either way, and it doesn't help that this is like the R32 trans, everything. This thing's super long. But nonetheless, it's out without hurting this, which is really all I care about. And yeah, so now I'm going to set it on the ground, and then we'll separate the engine and tranny, get it on the stand, and then I'll probably call it a night. So. Okay guys, so now that it's out, I can focus on getting like the bell housing and crap off, or getting the whatever, you know what I mean. Getting the starter off, separating the engine and tranny. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of clutch this thing has. Then we get to throw it on the stand, and then like I said, probably call it a night because it's getting kind of late, and I would like to, if I can, like load up the tools and stuff. Well, no, that's sketch. Better do it in the morning. So, yeah, so that's the plan. So like I said, yeah, how I did that was not really recommended. But I kind of figured I would have to do that. Whenever I put this engine in the Skyline, it will be going into the bottom, so you guys don't have to worry about that. What's up, honey? You need help? With what? Huh? Hold on. Okay, so yeah. Gotta start getting the tranny off. Looking forward to kind of seeing what clutch is in this thing. Somebody's calling me, interrupting. What's up? Hello. 6-puck looks like a stage 3 ceramic spec clutch and a lightweight flywheel. Looks like aluminum flywheel. So that's an awesome find as far as like an unknown engine. That's like all you can ask for. I'm very stoked on that. That feels good, knowing that that's done. That, no matter how sketchy, successful pull, 100%. Couldn't ask for it to go any better. We got the RB out, sorry. There it is. In all of its joy. The RB25. Okay guys, so that was a successful pull. I know that it at one point was like that. I don't really recommend that on your own vehicle as you can damage the front. I really didn't damage the front end of this thing too much more than it already was, so I didn't have the most care for this car pulling it out. because say that we did in the event want to keep this car, I just want you guys to know that it will not be like how it is right now. And I found some interesting like shock tower stuff where it's kind of busted open, where the shock welds are basically, the tower is like pulled away. So after I saw that, I was just kind of like, nah, we're probably not going to keep this car. So anyways, it was pretty rough on the old gal getting it out, but we got it out. Here's the RB25. The turbo's still in really good condition, so that's a good. That's good. Next video is probably going to be a teardown of this baby. Not too much. We're not going to go into the bottom end too much unless we absolutely have to, which I hope to God we don't have to. Yeah, if you are going to pull any of these or one of these, any advice that I have to you is to basically just be careful. This thing is heavy. This thing, I know that all engines are heavy, but I just want to stress that this thing is a fucking brick. Excuse my language. I need to stop cussing if I want to get like, you know, I don't want to get like demonetized or whatever. But anyways, yeah, so I'm just glad that we got it pulled out. Awesome find also is the clutch. Spec stage 3 6-puck ceramic, so that's really awesome. With the spec aluminum lightweight flywheel, so that's probably $1,000 just in clutch right there. Got the Haltech Platinum that came out of the car, the Wiring Specialties harness that we won't be reusing, mainly because we're putting it back into an R chassis. I bet if somebody saw these two chassis and you knew what they were, you would not assume that this is going back into that car. You would probably assume that it's coming out of the Skyline into the 240. But anyways, it was a real successful pull. I just want to thank you guys so much for watching. Tons. I mean, I know that there are times where I don't talk, and a lot of my videos just kind of like while I was doing the pull of this, really trying to focus on what I was doing, as I really haven't pulled an RB25 out of an S13. But whenever we do put it in the Skyline, we will be coming in from the bottom probably using a lift, so that'll be nice. I'm just excited. So as soon as the way that the schedule is probably going to look, other than S14 videos that are going to kind of find their way into my videos, into the schedule, just because that car is off and on, it might break, it might not. Plus I race that car every 2 weeks at the local drag strip. I don't really record much of it because I don't feel like the YouTube community, you guys really want to see that. I don't know if you're into that. The only reason I do like drag race it is because that's really the only kind of racing we have where I'm at. We don't have any like drift tracks. So I'm kind of limited to just drag racing. But if you guys do want to see that, I mean, I'll be glad to record that for you and show you. Just let me know. The other thing, what I was going to say, oh yeah, the schedule. So the next thing's probably going to be tear down of this thing. Probably valve covers, head, because we're going to stud it. Get a look at the top of the pistons, the linings, make sure everything looks okay. It's cast iron. Shut up, dog. It's cast iron, so even if we do have to fix it, we probably can. This always happens. This always happens. So even if we do need to fix it, we probably can. I'm just going to restart. Okay, the schedule, as we're going to look at it right now, is going to be tearing this thing down, intake, exhaust manifold, since we're putting a big single turbo on this and stuff. That is going to take me a little bit to get the money for the parts, which isn't really a big deal. Somebody's like screeching their tires out there. And then, yeah, we're going to tear this down, get it down, see what we need to do, see if the linings are okay, all that crap. If it needs to be fixed, we can fix all the bottom end. I really don't want to do the bottom end though unless we like have to. What's next? Oh, and then after that, it'll probably be, sorry, I'm sweating up a storm. It'll probably be cutting the rear end off the Skyline so we can prepare to do the tubed rear end, as the frame on that guy is bent. So we're just going to chop it right past the window and do the tube rear end. I do need to go get the metal to do that. Need to get my chop saw. Yeah, and then we're going to try to TIG weld the whole rear end of that thing. And then while I'm at it, I might do a tube front. I'm not really sure yet. I kind of want to just do the tube rear, but we'll see. After that, oh yeah, and I do have an SR20, just the engine coming in right now to get built. The block got back from the machine shop today, so I'll probably film that since you guys did like the first video, or the final assembly first start deal is my most viewed video at like 24,000 views right now, 23, 24. So that one's kind of like made the channel in a way, so that's kind of good. Okay, so then that, cutting the rear end, and then hopefully like just some of the body work. You guys are probably going to get sick of body work. It's probably going to be like a Motion Auto TV kind of deal, just not as good. Yeah, Trevor, your body work's phenomenal. The Supra looks great, but gonna like paint the bay and then just fix up the back end of it, of course, with all the stuff. I have a feeling after we do the tube rear with the new quarter panels, that's not gonna be that bad of a deal. I don't know what that noise is, but I don't know yet. So, but I feel like it should go pretty easy. Then we gotta fix the roof. Luckily the windshield's good, and then I need to get fenders and the front end, so that shouldn't be that hard. Sorry, it just sounds like somebody's over there, and my truck's over there. That's why I kind of worry. But yeah, so anyways guys, I don't really want to go into like too much explanation. This video is going to be super long. If you have any questions on any of this stuff, anything to do with the RBs, anything Nissan general, dealer related, anything like that, just let me know, and I will try to answer those to the best of my ability, especially SR20. I kind of specialize in that now, but we are getting into the whole RBs kind of deal. So yeah, and then what else? Oh, I have to throw a little thing in here. Please like and subscribe to the video, and hit the bell icon if you want to be notified whenever I upload, and that way you have kind of first dibs on the video. They have been doing very well recently, and I do want to say thank you very much, and we're almost at 300 subscribers, so that super like boosts my motivation to do both of these cars, the SR20. I have a bunch of projects, so and then yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, if you like the shirt that I'm wearing, it's AE Threads. It's a nice ass wheel, and yeah, automotive enthusiast. I just fucked that up. Also, if you like the shirt that I'm wearing, you can go look in the description. This is not a paid promotion or anything. My buddy owns this company, AE Threads. So if you want to go support him, and he's got a whole kicking ass, he deals with Upkeep Garage. I've told you guys about that before. He owns it. Anyways, he owns his own t-shirt company, and you guys can go support him there. He's got a lot of rad t-shirts. I probably look like crap right now because I don't have my hat, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Anyways, I'm bragging on, so thank you guys for everything, and see you next time.